In the main watch today, the politics of Christmas, Santa or the Nativity Scene, Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. Is it still considered okay to promote the Christ in Christmas? And in the second watch, 2 public lectures marking the 70th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. For our Facebook and Twitter question, we ask, which is better to say? Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, or Merry Xmas? Maybe you could even add to that, Holy Christmas, Happy Christmas. Give reasons for your answer. Share your responses on our Facebook page, Love 101 FM, on our Twitter handle, at Love FM Jamaica, and also on WhatsApp, 876-997-3125, using the hashtag #The Morning Watch. We'll share your responses later on in the program, but before all of that, here's I quote.
Thank you so much, Stokely. And the I quote for today is, "For unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulders. And he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." The quote comes from Isaiah 9, verse 6.
Very appropriate in light of the topic in this morning's first watch, where we are looking at the whole matter of the Christ in Christmas. The main watch will be back in a moment after this break.
AWR Hub, in association with Royal Garden, presents Worship at the Movies, the Montego Bay edition. An awesome time of fellowship, food, and family on the lawns of the Royal Gardens across from the Holiday Inn Hotel. Join us for the life-changing movie, I Can Only Imagine. The song you know, the story you don't. Also featuring powerful ministry by Kimola Brownlow, Ryan Davis, Anik Morris, and Yvonne Cohen. Adults $1,000, children under 12, $500. Powered by Ready TV. For tickets, call 876-356-0281. Worship at the Movies. Bring your blanket and your praise.
Jamaica, are you ready to walk in your mega to start your business or write your book? Then the Good Life Business Global and Relationship Tour is where you need to be this Friday, December 7th, 7:30 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Corley Hotel. Tickets only $8,500 for both days. Ticket info 876-812-2430. Featuring Pastor Christine Haber, Evangelist Kimola, Kiki Toms, Dr. Jaja, and out of the U.S., Ministers Dean and Joan Good, and from the movie Why Did I Get Married in Greenleaf, Lamont Rooker, and many more.
You can get it if you really want. It's Hyundai SUV Santa season. Buy a 2019 Santa Fe before December 21st at a 5% interest rate with no commitment fees and get a free Samsung Galaxy Note 9. It's a season for giving. Hyundai.
Now is the time to get your mortgage from Sagicor Bank in our super mortgage offer. Get a special mortgage rate plus a pre-approved Sagicor Bank MasterCard credit card with 20,000 bonus points, a free credit report, and a 3-month payment holiday on residential mortgages. And as usual, you'll get your Sagicor Bank mortgage fast. So don't wait another minute. Text HOME to 322-2384 for more info. Conditions apply. Sagicor Bank, in your corner.
The land of water, more than an island in the sun, more than the music and the fun. We just love the cool Jamaican vibe, and that make the people come alive. Jamaica, when the sun turn up, we want water. And when we hard at work, we drink water. When we feel the thirst, we love water. The Jamaican favorite is water. Love our land, remember to recycle. Jamaica, the land of good and water.
This week, inside the truly marvelous program To Have and To Hold, on Thursday, December 6th at 5:30 p.m., host Colleen Beckles and guest Reverend Dylan Tuzam will be looking at 10 most common things couples fight over at Christmas. Be sure to tune in to the truly marvelous program To Have and To Hold, Thursday, December 6th at 5:30 p.m. To Have and To Hold, right here on the family station, Love 101 FM.
You plan to go to Love Symphony? Then you must. It's a Christmas Christmas celebration, a special musical event for the whole family.
Oh yes, and Love 101 in association with Digicel, the Bigger Better Network, presents an evening where you can bring the family, have fun, and laugh and worship all in one.
Saturday, December 15 at St. Peter and Paul Church Hall, 120 Old Hope Road, 6 p.m. sharp.
Come and be entertained by Missionaries of the Poor,
Positive Vibrations,
JCF Choir,
Holy Childhood High School Band,
Perpetual Sounds of Praise,
saxophonist Nicholas Larac,
saxophonist Barbara Witter, Emmanuel Apostolic Church Choir,
music by Musical Solution Band. Sing along with them and meet the members of the Love 101 FM family.
Hosted by Kalando Wilmoth of Engage and Nadine Blair. Tickets pre-sold, adults $1,200, children $400.
And at the door, adults $1,500, children $500.
VIP, which includes a meal, $2,500. Tickets are available at Source of Light Bible and Bookstore, Hagley Park Plaza, 22 Hagley Park Road.
Group rate for 10 persons or more, adults 1,000, children 300.
Don't miss the special. If you purchase 5 tickets, you get 1 free.
That nice. Plus, we will deliver on an order of 5 tickets or more.
Call now for your tickets.
876-869-9596 or 876-424-3763.
Yes, man, the place to be on Saturday, December 15th is with the Love 101 FM family at Love Symphony
at St. Peter and Paul Church Hall.
So come out early and see what we have in store.
Free gifts for the first 50 children.
Visit the Digital Corner.
And enough more things. It's the Love 101 FM's Love Symphony.
Sponsored by Digicel,
Edgecam,
Mothers,
Tang,
Boss Ridge,
Jarrett's Auto,
Fanciful Decor,
Hardware and Lumber,
Courts, Educom.
Love Symphony. Don't you miss it.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm Stokely Marshall. It's now time for the main watch. Now, the saying is true. It appears that time flies when you're having fun. And the same can be said about New Year's Eve celebrations, Christmas celebrations. Christmas is already upon us, essentially. It's already December. It was just January the other day. Now, today we want to discuss a somewhat topical issue, not always topical in Jamaica, but becoming increasingly so, at least in a subtle way it would appear. This is about the politics of Christmas. I do recall some years ago, right here in Jamaica, saying to someone, Merry Christmas, and the person responded by saying Happy Holidays, and appeared to be a little bit perturbed that I said Merry Christmas. I found that quite interesting. You used to see a lot of nativity scenes in some of our malls and plazas around Kingston, other parishes, all over the island. Nowadays, you tend to see more depictions of Santa Claus, which is not really a religious symbol. It's really a symbol that is said to have pagan origin. Now, are people more comfortable saying Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays? Some people say Holy Christmas. A few people say that. Some people are still writing Merry Xmas. That, you know, that big X, and then you have the dash and the MAS, Xmas. Is it still okay to promote the Christ in Christmas? I mean, it might sound like a silly question, but some persons seem to have a problem with the Christ in the Christmas. And we have this morning to discuss this with us, Reverend Tashi Campbell. She is from the Portmore Holiness Christian Church in Portmore St. Catherine. Good morning, Reverend Campbell.
Good morning, Stokely. How are you doing?
I'm very well, and I gather you're also a mathematics specialist?
That's right.
Okay. Very interesting bit of information.
Very interesting combination, too.
Yes, indeed. And a little bit of a backdrop or further background, I could probably say, Reverend Campbell. I'm looking at some information from a church-based website. It's actually called LifeSite News. It's from the Roman Catholic Church, a group from that church, and it has a number of various bits of information on it in relation to this whole, if I could call it a war on Christmas. as far back as 2005, there was a news report where Walmart had stopped using the term. Many people in Jamaica know what Walmart is. It's kind of like the Mega Mart of the USA, sort of thing.
Okay.
So or Price Mart of the USA. So Walmart is a really huge chain of stores in the US, and back in 2005, there was a report that they had stopped using the term Merry Christmas and they had switched to Happy Holidays, which was quite significant. And a Catholic group had protested, and I don't know, it seems as if some years later they had an about turn, because more recently in 2012, Walmart appeared on a list of companies which were Christmas friendly, along with a number of other companies like Hobby Lobby, Best Buy, Lowe's, Macy's, among others. Then there were some other companies which were deemed to be marginal on Christmas, which include Starbucks, which now has branches in Jamaica, Walgreens pharmacy chain, and a couple of others. And there's another one which is popular with many Jamaicans when they travel, Bath and Body Works. Then there were some companies which were considered to be against Christmas, which I found interesting as well. These included Old Navy, which boycotted Christmas, Gap stores, which boycotted Christmas, Barnes and Noble, Office Depot, and a couple others. Now, travel with us now into 2018, where you have in 2018 a Virginia middle school which has banned Christmas carols which refer to the Christ in Christmas, and this is being done because of diversity. So in light of all of this, Miss Campbell, Reverend Campbell, what are your initial thoughts on this whole matter of Christmas? I'm getting a signal. We're going to take a quick break and come right back, but we want your comments on that, Miss Campbell, Reverend Campbell.
No problem.
Bank on your own time. Download the NCB mobile app from the App Store or Google Play Store. The time is now
7:15.
Welcome back to the Main Watch. Thanks for staying with us. Yes, Reverend Campbell, your thoughts in relation to that entire scenario that I laid out initially.
Right. My initial thoughts. First of all, I think that there have been groups of people and organizations who have been very deliberate in excluding Christ and taking Christ out of the picture. And so any kind of holiday that can be associated with the Christ, they will tend to abandon such practices and do otherwise. So the list of organizations that you would have given just now, who would have boycotted Christmas, and those who don't write the Christ, they put the X. It is really a deliberate attempt to remove Christ from the whole picture because of their promotion or practice of a secularist worldview. So I am not really surprised or perturbed, and I don't think that Christians should be, because we are those who have the truth, and we are those who understand the real meaning of Christmas. And earlier in your introduction, Stokely, you mentioned Santa Claus, that nowadays we don't see much of the Nativity Scene, and we're more seeing Santa Claus, which had pagan origins. And I want to just backtrack a little bit and give a little history, because Santa Claus really is the name that came from the Dutch nickname of a gentleman who was a saint, Saint Nicholas. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Yes, used more in Europe. Yes.
Right.
The Americans actually created Santa Claus, you know.
Right.
They invented it.
The Dutch is really Sinterklaas. So it was really a variation, and in America it became Santa Claus.
Right.
So I think with a proper understanding of where this Santa Claus came from, it can really be a story that is important for our children and other people, because he became known as the protector of children and sailors, and by the time of the Renaissance, he was the most popular saint in Europe. So I understand that it has evolved into something more. And so the important thing is that Santa Claus should not replace the Christ. who is really the reason for Christmas and the center of Christmas, the purpose of Christmas is Jesus Christ.
Interesting. And locally as well, touching on a number of advertisements you will see from time to time in our own local media, whether print or electronic or digital, you will find where some companies know, I've seen it myself, they'll juxtapose both phrases. So they will say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays in the same ad. I've seen that. Or you have some ads where they simply say Happy Holidays, or they'll just refer to the holiday season, or they'll just say season's greetings. Any comments on that? Because I'm not even too sure if in the local scenario we're even conscious, or if we are, maybe not all of us are conscious as to what could be happening. Any thoughts?
Yes, I agree with you that there are many persons within our local context who are not very conscious of using or of any difference. But the term Happy Holidays, it is believed that it is more inclusive. Why? Because not everybody celebrates Christmas. Not everybody wants anything to do with Christ.
Okay.
And so the term Merry Christmas really is saying to me, okay, you celebrate Christmas, which has to do with this Christ. And therefore, some persons, as you mentioned, you had an experience some time ago where it seemed as if the person was perturbed, that you said Merry Christmas, and they responded by saying Happy Holidays. So Happy Holidays is more inclusive. And I'd want to add that I don't think the use of the term Happy Holidays should be offensive to Christians. Because, again, it can be an opportunity for ministry, for somebody who is willing to have a conversation about why Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas kind of thing.
So you're thinking it can be an evangelistic sort of tool.
That's right.
So it's an opportunity for you to speak to them about Christ and invite
even
them
that
to...
they're willing to have a conversation about it.
Well, what I find interesting is that it seems as if persons, and you can indicate how you feel or what your views are, it seems as if persons who promote the concept of diversity are very much minded with the term, to use the term Happy Holidays or some other term that speaks to the holiday season. And it seems as if they may not be as inclusive as they appear to be, because it seems as if they're more shutting out your Christ and saying, don't say that, say this. Any thoughts? Because it's one thing to say diversity, but shouldn't diversity include Christ? Shouldn't, if diversity is going to be as diverse as it should be on the face of it, shouldn't Christ be included in that diversity? My question to you.
Yes, and that's true. The fact is, for persons who are very deliberate in using these inclusive terms and so on, it is also, whether directly or indirectly, an effort to exclude Christ or Christianity or any such related thing. So I agree with you that there are some persons who, by their own token, they want to be inclusive, but then they're saying, don't say Merry Christmas, even though that should be a part of the big umbrella as well. And I think that the fact that persons would want to say Happy Holidays, especially within our local context, it might be quite interesting to talk with persons who say that, because in a lot of ways we have become Americanized and we take our cues from the cable television and all of that.
Yes.
And I'm not so convinced that many of our persons are fully aware of any implications or as to the reason why we are saying some persons say Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas.
They're just copying what they hear elsewhere.
Right,
or what they,
and that is why I would use it as an opportunity to have a conversation, about the Happy Holidays as opposed to Merry Christmas.
Okay. Do you think that when you see these sorts of ads in a Jamaican context that say Happy Holidays or only refer to the Happy Holidays, that it should be a sort of springboard to ask those companies why they do that, and to, in light of the fact that it is indicated or said that Jamaica is in fact a Christian country, or should it be just left alone? How do you feel about that?
Well, it would depend on the purpose for doing that. In some cases, I think that they can be left alone. But if it becomes an intensified effort to exclude Christ or Christianity and to put a muzzle on the mouth of Christians wanting to say Merry Christmas, then that would be a problem. That would be an issue of rights.
Understood.
And would need to be addressed.
No, there was an extreme. Well, for many of us in Jamaica, it would be very extreme indeed. But the story that I refer to, which is, by the way, a December 2018 story, as it relates to the middle school in Virginia, where there's a banning of Christmas carols that promote the Christ in Christmas. It seems quite extreme, and I just shudder to think how a Jamaican child would react if that were being enforced upon them in a school setting. However, if hypothetically, I don't know if it has ever happened, but if hypothetically a child got an assignment in school to talk about the holidays and they were being encouraged to exclude the Christ from Christmas in how they depict their scenario or their assignment, what do you think the reaction of the church ought to be in a case like that?
I think the church should intervene, but I definitely think that if that were to happen in Jamaica, as a matter of fact, if that child were mine, I would be quite concerned, and I'd probably turn up at the school to ask what is going on and why is the child not allowed to write about this Christmas that is a part of the holidays, since it would be his or her choice.
Yes.
You know, so I would definitely, there would be some eyebrow raising there. But with the middle school example that you gave, which is, you say, is a 2018 example, the fact of the matter is we're talking about a culture that would have imposed on its public school system the exclusion of the Bible from the school. So that's really quite consistent with their operations from in the past, that anything associated with the Bible or Christianity or Christians or the Christ is not to be included in the school system. And so I want to make a point that the families from which our children come, we have a responsibility to teach and to train our children, because the fact is it's a government school, and we do not, as Christians, we do not always have control over what the government decides to do, but it doesn't mean that we cannot continue to practice that which we believe is the way of the Lord and how he has instructed us.
Or it could even be a private school in Jamaica. But just to refer to the article specifically, it is from Life Site News, December 4th, 2018, Tuesday, December 4th, 2018. And the headline of the article is, Virginia Middle School bans Christmas carols that mention Christmas. To be more specific, Virginia Middle School bans Christmas carols that mention Christmas in the United States of America. Now, whilst in Jamaica we don't have a ban on prayer in schools and so on, are we that far away in terms of the fact that in Jamaica you teach religious education as opposed to Bible knowledge only? And I say that to say that you have other religions in Jamaica, and Rastafarianism is one, a number of other religions, and some of these groups, some of those persons might be listening right now to this program, might be asking themselves, am I being included in this whole Christmas thing? Some people celebrate other things like Hanukkah or Kwanzaa and various other celebrations. What message, if any, would you like to leave with them as we are winding down the program this morning?
Well, to be included in the Christmas celebration is really a matter of choice. And at Christmas time, I still believe that promoting the Christ is very, very important.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, persons might even be more open to the message of Christ. For example, at this time, because, for example, children are already expectant of gifts, and it's a season of good cheer and joy and family and friends coming together and all of that. So it is an opportune time to say, how about the greatest gift of all?
Okay.
You know, and so for persons, Rastafarians and other persons who are not Christians if they are listening.
Yes.
It is Christ who said that I am the way, the truth, and the life, and nobody goes to the Father except by me. It is Jesus Christ who said that. And Christianity has always been countercultural and exclusive in its claims. And we are those who choose to follow Christ. So if persons have a problem with the exclusivity of Christ, then they should take it up with Jesus Christ, because he said it, not us.
Okay.
We are just working with what he has said. You understand?
And before we...
But Christmas is an important time and holiday where Christians celebrate the birth of Christ, the man who lived 1,000 years ago, and he lived and he died on the cross for our sins.
Okay, well, I want to thank you, Reverend Campbell. I was going to move on to something else quickly, but I gather we're totally out of time, so regrettably I can't ask another question, which is burning on my lips, but I will leave it at that this morning. Reverend Campbell, thank you so much for being with us in this first segment on the whole matter of Christmas and the politics of Christmas. We'll be right back on The Morning Watch.